Hi, everyone. If I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, I'm Greg Cothran. I'm a division manager in the Northeast region. And I just want to take a few minutes to talk to the branch manager class about setting goals for the summer. Having been a branch manager, I know it's fun to dream about the possibilities, but still it can be hard to, pick a specific target to shoot for. So I want to talk with you about how to do so. First, start with personal sales. I mean, it's a little easier because you've done it before, but you'll start your personal sales focus in most cases right around the beginning of the SC2 push, and then obviously you'll be able to sell at 50% throughout September. So what I'd start with is, well, what did I sell last year from July and August, and what do I want to do this year? So you might say, okay, well, let me pick $11,000 because I make half of that, and $5,500 I could put towards savings, max out my Roth IRA, and everything I make from my business is for me, right? So that could be one way to do it. Next tip is, you probably heard this before, is to make sure that you set a better do, a should do, and a could do goal. And some people, it's, my goal is my goal, and they don't want to complicate it. And it's okay to focus on a target, but there's reasons behind having all three. There's a great video on Vector Connect where Region Manager Earl Kelly talks about that whole concept of why set all three of those goals. And so you can check that out if you're less familiar. But in business, you can't not have a goal and you can't not have a plan. The more generic term, by the way, would be forecast, projection, goal. Either way, you want to have a plan and go with it. All right. Starting with the must-do goal related to running a branch. So the must-do or the better do is a negatively motivating goal. So better do's, the way I think about it is like, I better not do this number when I'm picking it. As a division manager, I tell my guys, hey, this is 40K if it's your first summer. And if you sell 10,000 personally at the end of the summer, it's 50K. That's your must-do goal. So 40, 50K isn't what we want the average person doing, but the reality is every year we have a handful of people that sell $40,000, $50,000, get a great experience, they earn money if they're selling, and if you've run a branch before and you did more than that, then whatever you did last year, that's the number that's your must-do goal. And that's why it's not motivating, because you've done it before. So, but you got to think about all the work that it takes to get to that number and then some. On the other end of the spectrum is your could-do goal. And this is what fires you up. This is what inspires you to take action at the highest level. And usually this is based on your why. Maybe you want to be the number one branch. Maybe you want to break a record. I tell my branches, hey, I did 157,000. Who's going to be the first to do 158 in our division, right? And I love big thinkers. Most top performers are. But it's really whatever excites you, okay? So for some people, it's, hey, can I do $125,000? And that's what it would be to qualify for the national trip to the Cayman Islands without, personal sales there, okay? I mean, honestly, this number usually scares me a little bit to share it with people or to say it out loud. So don't stress, on hitting this number. You just want something to challenge your thinking a little bit, right? Then there's your should do number. And this is obviously the in-between. And as you put together your business plan and prepare for the summer, this is usually what your game plan leads you to. There's different ways to break it down. You could do it by week. You could do it by source, but a simple way of doing it is, hey, let me take the number of recruits that I'm aiming for times my PPR or productivity per rep, and that gives me a good breakdown. So for example, I want 50 recruits times $1,500 PPR, that's $75,000 for the summer. And I might not be the number one branch that way, but it's a good summer. I'll take some trophies down, that kind of thing. Good experience overall. So quick story, I was talking with Gina Nappi, who will be a new district manager this summer. And, she's, excited about going after something special. And she asked me, what would it take to be number one? And she was PSM, so she respects what goes into the numbers. So after I told her, I think you'd have to aim for this, honestly, she started putting together a plan and broke it down by touches and recruiting targets and productivity, all that stuff. And when she got done, her numbers actually only added up to about half of what that could-do goal is. And the could-do number was about being number one. It's what fired her up. And she was a little bummed out that her plan only got her halfway there. So what I said to her was, well, congratulations, you just put together your should-do goal. And if you do this, this, and this, you should hit this number. But tell me, what would it take to hit your could-do number? And essentially what I was asking her is, your goal is to launch 50 PRs this summer. What would it take to get to 75? I know you plan for $1,000 fast start average. What would it take to have a $1,500 fast start average? Like, what would that look like, right? Moral of the story is it's not as important, about what your goal is or even how you feel about that target. It's just to make sure that you have something that you're working towards and that you have a clear plan to follow. And remember to have fun taking on the challenge of just building a great dynamic team. So hope this helps. Let's crush it this summer.